I've been led to come here to record my progress, my process, and my journey. And this is a hard one because I'm not very vocal about my intimate and personal life. I know everybody say that, but those that know me, the few that do, know that is how I am. However, I feel like this process and this point and time in my life is time for me to be very transparent to someone who may need to hear this word. So, my name is Don. My last name is Hale, and I am mother of two. I'm from a big family. I am a single parent who is a licensed cosmetologist, and I've been in the beauty industry for 23 years. That's all I know. All I know is the beauty industry, so that's all I've done my whole life. And so I'm not sure where I should start, so I'm just going to start from the beginning. I'm going to say for the past 15 years, I've been on this extreme journey of finding myself and finding who I am and finding what I like. Although I know I like the beauty industry and I love my career that I do. I'm gonna try to go back and forth a little bit, y'all, because this sun, we like the sun, but it is like glaring and I don't want it to like obstruct your view of me. But anyway, started in the beauty industry back in 97. I went into the beauty industry without any thought. I was in school, I was an average student, and I needed to make better grades because I wanted my mom to stop fussing at me. And so I was going home one day from my high school and I was walking out of the building and I seen this assembly and I just peeked my little head in there and they were like, oh, come on in. They were doing an orientation or a solicitation about the cosmetology vocational program. And all I heard was whatever grade you get, you can get 1A and it equals 3 A's. I was sold. Mind you, from a little girl, sometimes you go through things and you don't realize everything that you go through is for a reason and for your purpose. And I was younger. I had this really thick hair and I got a relaxer at like 9. I was curling my hair at like 10 and then I'm my 5th grade graduation, not regularly. I'm not sure why my mom let me do that, but she let me do it. And then once I got in like middle school, it was back to ponytails. The little, I don't know how y'all used to wear y'all hair, but I used to wear like a ponytail on top with a flat iron and some bangs and stuff like that. My first real hairstyle I did on myself, I was about 8 or 9. And it was like the 2 French braids, cornrows, with some bangs. And so from just a little girl, I say that to say, just as a little girl, I was kind of into hair or just didn't want anyone snatching my head around because I was super tender-headed. And I know my aunts and my sisters that did do my hair didn't want to do it to begin with. They were young too. So fast forward, after I graduated from high school, I went because I was still kind of confused on what I wanted to do. To be honest with you, I didn't know even though I went through the beauty industry for years, I think I was doing hair for at least 5 years until I realized, oh, this is a really good occupation. This is a really good career. I was just going with the flow of things. It was a blessing for me to be able to trip on a gift that I had talent at. And that's just the way it started. I remember when I graduated, I went and I was a receptionist at a barber shop maybe for about maybe like 2 months, 3 months, maybe tops. Then I worked at H&R Block for about a month. Then I worked at this factory. We used to ship off like mugs and things of that nature for a couple months. None of this was like for years or anything. And then I seen one of my girlfriends in passing who I went to high school with, and she asked me what I was doing. And I was like, girl, I'm just working at H&R Block. And she was just like, nah, you can do hair. Like, why are you not doing hair? And go into a salon. I've been in a salon since we graduated. And then it was just like kind of pretty much on from there. So I went, I prayed on it. I took a test at Chrysler. Chrysler was hiring, or American Axle was hiring. I took that test, and then I had the option to go into a salon all at the same time. And so I prayed to God and I asked him for direction. I said, if going into the beauty industry is meant for me, then don't let Chrysler call me, don't let them mail me, don't let them get in contact with me in any type of way. And they did not. They act like it was as if I never took the test. I almost forgot I took the test because there was no evidence that I did. So I went into the salon, and I've been a part of the beauty industry ever since then. And that's been since like 98 to 99, all the way up until now. So yeah, it's been a real long time. Through that, I was going with the flow, like I said before. And I worked in the salon, my first salon, for like 6 years. When I first started in the beauty industry, when I first started in my first salon, I was kind of led a little bit with my girlfriend. So I had somebody to lean on my shoulder. We leaned on each other's shoulders, actually, to, just to stay encouraged and to stay motivated, because it's scary to go into a salon. And I left high school, and I didn't practice. I did nothing. I mean, nobody was ever pushing me. Like, you need to do X, Y, and Z, Don. What are you going to do with your life, Don? What is your goals? It was none of that. It was just like, I don't know. My mother always said, I just knew you was going to be okay. Like, my mother had a lot going on too. She was a single parent as well with 6 kids by herself. So, and that's another story. But she's an amazing woman as well. So, after that, after me working into 2 other salons early on, then I went into my own salon in 2004. I only went into a salon in 2004. I'm not sure if anybody ever felt this, but have you ever just been doing things and just been going with the flow of things because you think that's just the next step? So I felt like it was just the next step. When I built up my clientele built up. And when I say built up fully, it was built up and packed in 6 months, you all. 6 months. I'm talking about I was doing 14 hands in a day. And they were consistent. I had standing appointments that was coming back to back. So apparently I was good. So from there on, from 98, I want to say. So let's just fast forward to 99. I had booming clientele that has never ever ceased. I've never had a slowdown. Even when I was pregnant, the only reason why I did slow down was because of me. I got pregnant and I did have to wait. I waited for 6 weeks, for maternity leave for both of my kids. And even when I went back, my clients was waiting on me. They were waiting. So I've never had like, oh, this is a slow month. Oh, this is a slow, what did they say? Slow season. And I never experienced that. God has blessed me, like, really, you all, for 20 years straight. Like, no slow nothing. You good. However, I needed a mentor. Within that journey. And we don't realize how important, how imperative it is, and how much weight a mentor holds, because they can guide you with so much experience. Nobody ever grabbed my hand, or I wasn't listening, I'm not sure what I was going through. So anyway, I was going to the next step. I opened the salon in 2004. Felt like, I ain't really feeling this, because it wasn't a great location, because I didn't know what to look for. It was literally just whims, y'all. I'm just moving on a whim. Like, oh, okay, I got the money, I'm doing it. I bought my first house at 23. I just felt like that was the next step. I was staying in an apartment, had all the cars that I wanted. I was very financially set and stable. I didn't know how to invest. That was another thing you need a mentor for. And then after I left my salon in 2004, I went into work into a few other salons. And it was just like back to back to back to back to back. All these things occurring within my life to all these different salons until I ended back up at my own salon again in 2015. I reopened in 2015. So I reopened in 2015. My kids were old enough. Well, they were not old enough. I just had to do what I had to do as a mother to make sure that I was going to be able to provide for my kids. It was very hard after I had the kids. I still kept up the same work ethic. that I was doing before them, because I didn't know anything else to do and I had to provide for them. It was only me providing. And so I did work long, long, strenuous hours. My baby was just teeny, teeny, tiny. And y'all, that was a really hard part of my life. And even then, my business was thriving. My clientele was still booming. I still was not investing. I still was not saving. I was investing, but not investing into great investments, I guess. I was investing in stuff, but not knowing how to build with it. So, needless to say, I lost a lot of money. I bought houses back to back. I remember moving 4 years straight with my little babies because I lost my house in 2007. I had bought this big house, and I had another house that was rented out. I don't know if y'all know about that, when the whole infrastructure kind of fell through in 2007 or 2009, somewhere over there. And I pretty much started from scratch. Once I had the kids, I got into a relationship that was a dead end, and we both didn't have any clarity or direction on what we wanted to do or where we wanted to go. And I was starting from scratch. I've never in my life had before this lived on a budget. I've never in my life had to figure out how am I going to pay a bill or how I need to maneuver this way or that way to make sure things stay balanced. This was a new life for me. So that was one of the times of survival, as they say. That was survival mode. Like I said, I moved 4 years straight. 4 years straight. In the interim of that, once I got to my fourth year, then I went back to school to get my instructor's license. And then I had that for some years because I opened up a continuing education class for I'm going to say advanced classes for people who wanted to learn, that was already stylists in the beauty industry, that wanted to learn a new tool set to add to their menu, because I did a lot of stuff. I did weaves, I did glue-ins, I did sew-ins, I did micro beads, I did micro links, I did short hair, pixies, bobs, colors, ponytails. But I didn't do braids and natural hair. So anyway, I did it all the way up, and really into current. And so I'm not sure who needs to hear this, and this is God talking through me, because I don't even know the trajectory of this story, and to make sure that it's all flowing congruently. I hope that it is. And so fast forward to today. After all that, although I never lost clients and my clientele has always been steady, for some reason, I was never able to scale. I was never able to scale. I was never able to build a team. I was always able to open a salon. I was always able to advertise. I was always be able to pull in more revenue with extra things that I offered. But I was never able to scale, meaning to expand, to really multiply exponentially, never. And so that was a little depressing for me, because I was trying to figure it out, and I was trying all these things, and the harder I tried, the more money I lost. It was hard. Mind you, I still got these babies. I have my babies to take care of, and I still have to be a mother. So I done convinced myself clearly that I'm 5 people, and I'm not. I'm not 5 people. I just realized that really 2023, the end, dying, you're not 5 people. You can't do everything. You need to figure out one thing and stick to that. So anyway, I felt a shift, because I became depressed. I became extremely depressed. I'm talking about the gray days in Michigan. The gray days in Michigan was severe for me. Was severe for your girl, y'all. I'm talking about severe. I was just I couldn't move. I started to become paralyzed, and I couldn't encourage myself to do anything different, because I felt like no matter what I did, it wouldn't grow. I was going to be able to sustain. I was going to be able to pay my bills, but I felt like I was just not going to be able to grow. And that wasn't enough for me. That wasn't enough for me. And And then after a while, I just started feeling like I wasn't enough. I started feeling like sometimes an imposter to myself because I'm like, what is going on? You know, like, what you doing now? And so I felt like there was a change that needed to happen. And so God told me to move to Vegas. I don't know anybody out here. I moved to Vegas, and the energy and the emotion that I felt when God told me to move out to Vegas. I came to visit my cousin. She was out here. I came to visit her. I felt this overwhelming feeling of just like peace. It was like peace and joy, a feeling that I never knew existed. I never knew it existed, and I felt it, and I knew it was God. I've never in my life been so sure about anything in my life. So that's 2 times, y'all. God told me to go and move to the salon, which is preparing me for something. I don't know. Still to this day, I have my license in Michigan. I have my license in Nevada. I have my instructor's license as well. I can do some hair. I can do some hair. I've been doing it for 23 years, and we're gonna see where this takes me, you all. But I came here to Las Vegas to gain clarity and peace and closer to God. But then in the interim of this, I had the one plan that I had fell through. It did not work. I came here with a certain amount of money on how I was going to set things up and how everything was supposed to go. And it did not go that way. And it's not going that way right now, y'all. So God is leading me like I am walking by faith. I call it, and this is the title of the video, I've lost everything. I've lost it. The salon is closed. What I had to earn money from Michigan is gone. Everything is gone. My clientele is gone. I have to start from scratch here. So I lost everything to find God. And I really feel that's what this journey is doing for me. So I feel like God has led me to come on here to share my process. Right now, I am building from scratch, and I am building with very low funds and 2 kids. And I believe that everything will be all right because the peace that I felt when I moved here, the peace when I was told to move to Nevada, is the peace that I still feel now. It is undescribable of how things are not going your way. You don't even see clarity on your next step, but you still have peace. That's how I know that God is in it. And I'm going to be okay. But I'm going to share this journey with you all. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like if this is a video that you feel like you will be interested in. And that's something that you can learn from. Be blessed.